What's up, Broncos country? Get your hearts ready because the Week 15 game is going to be intense. Sunday, December 14th at 4:25 p.m. at our sacred Empower Field at Mile High, we're hosting the Green Bay Packers. And look, family, this matchup is no joke. Both teams are on fire, fighting for the best positions in the playoffs, and what happens on that field could change everything in the postseason race. But wait. Before I tell you all the details about this war that's coming, there's something that's got everyone's hair standing on end. The Packers, coming from far away, from the cold of Wisconsin, arrive here in Denver as favorites. That's right, you heard that correctly. Favorites by 2.5 points, playing on the road, at our altitude, on our turf. What do you mean, partner? We've got 10 straight wins. The defense is destroying everyone who shows up, and on top of that, we're playing at home. And even so, the sports books put them ahead. Something's fishy about that math. Or is it? Stick with me here, and I'll show you what's behind this duel that could define who arrives stronger in the playoffs. And look, Broncos country, I'll tell you one thing. This game isn't for the faint of heart. Let's start with the basics, family. The numbers don't lie. The Packers are coming in hot. They just swept the NFC North Division, won 3 straight games against division rivals, and are leading the group. Jordan Love, their quarterback, is playing at an absurd level. In the last 3 weeks, he was the best-performing quarterback in the entire league by some advanced metrics. That's no small feat. Green Bay's offense is ranked first in the NFL in EPA per play over the last 4 weeks. EPA, for those who don't know, is that metric that measures how much each play adds to expected scoring value. Translation: every time they get the ball, they're doing something that really hurts the opponent. And look, they're doing it with class. Jordan Love is completing 67.7% of his passes with 22 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions on the season. The guy is confident, he's accurate, he's commanding that offense with authority. And his receiving core, it's complete, man. Christian Watson is flying, racking up over 100 receiving yards per game. These guys are managing to open up the field, stretch defenses, and create big plays. But it doesn't stop there. The Packers' offensive line is also holding up well. They generate pressure on the opposing quarterback even with very little blitzing. That means their defense is so good, they don't need to send everyone to be disruptive. And when we look at the ground game, they have pieces that can do damage too. Now, Broncos country, take a deep breath because I'm going to tell you the other side of this coin, and that other side is orange and blue, baby. It's ours. The Broncos are on a historic streak. 10 consecutive wins. 10! When was the last time you saw that? We're dominating. The defense led by Vance Joseph is being called the best defensive unit in the league, and it's no exaggeration. We lead the NFL in sacks. We're in the top 5 in pressure rate. We're in the top 5 in defensive DVOA. And when we talk about stopping the pass, my friend Patrick Surtain II came back to do what he does best: erase receivers. Surtain is considered one of the best cornerbacks in the league. When he's on the field, the opponent simply can't throw to his side. And with the depth we have in the secondary, the Packers are going to have to work hard to complete passes. And there's more. The Broncos' defensive line is creating chaos. Constant pressure, sacks at crucial moments, and the ability to stop the run. Green Bay may have a powerful offense, but when you can't establish rhythm, when you're constantly being pressured, things fall apart quickly. Now let's talk about our offense. Bo Nix, our rookie quarterback, is evolving every week. He completed 297 of 470 passes on the season, with 19 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Yeah, I know, the numbers aren't as flashy as Jordan Love's. But here's the thing. Bo Nix is doing what needs to be done. He's taking care of the ball. He's managing the game. He's making the right reads. And the offensive line? Man, the Broncos' offensive line leads the NFL in pass blocking grade according to PFF. Leads. That means Bo Nix has time to make his reads, to find receivers, to execute Sean Payton's game plan. And when you have time in the pocket, everything gets easier. Courtland Sutton is being a fundamental weapon. Projections indicate he should have about 7.5 targets in this game. He's Bo Nix's go-to guy. especially on third downs. And we have other pieces too. Sean Payton's scheme always finds creative ways to put players in positions to succeed. But let me tell you something, Broncos country. There's a factor in this game that doesn't show up in the statistics, a factor that outside analysts can't properly quantify. And that factor is called altitude. Empower Field at Mile High isn't just any stadium. We play at 5,280 feet above sea level. The air is thinner here. Visiting teams arrive, take a deep breath, and realize that's not normal. Their lungs burn. Their legs feel heavy. In the fourth quarter, when the game is heating up, they feel the difference. Want an example? A few weeks ago, Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, came here to play with the Chiefs and lost. The Broncos won 22-19 in an extremely contested game. Mahomes, who usually commands games with ease, had to sweat for every yard gained, and in the end, the altitude weighed heavy. The Packers come from Wisconsin. They're used to the cold, the snow, the ice of Lambeau Field. But altitude? That's another level, family, and when you look at the recent history, since 1999, the Packers are 0-2 both straight up and against the spread when playing here as favorites. They simply don't win in Denver easily. In fact, since 1984, Green Bay is just 1-5 playing here at Mile High. Their only win was back in 2007, when Brett Favre threw an 82-yard pass to Greg Jennings in overtime. Other than that, orange and blue domination, my friend. And there's more. The Broncos are undefeated at home this season. Undefeated. 6 games, 6 wins. The average margin of victory, 15.5 points per game. This place is a fortress, and Sunday won't be any different. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The last 2 weeks weren't perfect. We won, yes, but we had to sweat. Against the Washington Commanders, we let them score too many points. Against the Raiders, the game was tighter than it should have been. The defense allowed 43 combined points in those 2 games, and that's concerning. The analysts are picking up on this. They say, look, the Broncos are winning, but not convincingly. They haven't covered the spread in the last 2 weeks. Are they starting to falter? And that's when I say, hold on, partner. Every team goes through ups and downs during the season. The important thing is to keep winning. And we are winning. 10 straight. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because this team has character, has grit, has a winning mentality. Sean Payton knows what he's doing. He's already won a Super Bowl. He knows how to prepare a team for big games. And you can be sure he saw the problems from the last few weeks and is already making the necessary adjustments. Let's talk about the betting numbers, because that counts too, Broncos country. The books open the line with the Packers favored by 2.5 points. The over-under is at 42.5 points. That means they expect a low-scoring game, a game of dominant defenses. And it makes sense. The Broncos' defense is the 4th best in the league in points allowed. The Packers' defense is 6th. Both teams know how to stop quality opponents, so the expectation is for a grinded-out game, with lots of quarterback pressure, lots of physical battle at the line of scrimmage. But here's the interesting part. Despite the Packers being favorites, the betting movement is favoring the Broncos. The VIG on the home underdog is rising, which could make this line drop to Green Bay, 2 or even 1.5 during the week. This shows that the smart money is coming in on the Broncos. The public believes in the altitude, believes in the defense, believes in this team. Let me tell you something about Bo Nix that many people don't realize. Yes, he's a rookie. Yes, he still makes mistakes. But the kid has something special. He has Sean Payton's confidence, and that's no small thing. In the last game against the Raiders, Bo Nix completed 31 of 38 passes. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he also didn't commit an interception. He managed the game, did what needed to be done. And you know what that shows? Maturity. Composure. A quarterback who understands that not every game needs to be a fireworks show. And when you look at the projections for this game, they expect the Broncos to pass on 61.1% of offensive plays, the 6th highest rate among all teams in Week 15. That means Sean Payton is going to let Bo Nix loose. going to let the kid play. And with the offensive line protecting like it has been, Bo has all the tools to have a great game. Now let's talk about the quarterback matchup, because that's always crucial. Jordan Love versus Bo Nix. Experience versus promise. The confident veteran versus the determined rookie. Jordan Love is in an absurd phase. He commands the best offense in the league in recent weeks. He has weapons everywhere. But here's an interesting statistic. When Love faces top 10 pass defenses, he has difficulties. In the last 5 games against this type of defense, he didn't exceed 223. 5 passing yards in any of them, averaging 181 yards per game. And guess who has a top 10 pass defense? That's right, the Broncos. With Patrick Surtain covering the best receiver, with the defensive line generating constant pressure, Love is going to have to work for every yard. Mile High is where passing offenses go to die. Family. On the other side, Bo Nix doesn't need to be perfect, he just needs to be efficient. He needs to take care of the ball, make the right reads, and let the defense do the heavy lifting. And if the offensive line continues giving him clean time, the chances increase dramatically. But so, Broncos country. What's the X factor in this game? What's going to define who comes out victorious? For me, it's 3 things. First, turnover battle. The team that takes better care of the ball wins. Simple as that. Jordan Love has only 4 interceptions on the season, but against an aggressive defense like ours, he can be forced into mistakes. On the other side, Bo Nix needs to be surgical. No risky passes, no hasty decisions. Second, the run. Whoever can establish the ground game will control the clock, will keep the opposing defense on the field, will dictate the tempo. They didn't get where they are by luck. They have talent, they have scheme, they have a quarterback playing at a high level. Underestimating them would be a serious mistake. But you know what we have that they don't? We have the 12th player on the field. We have you, Broncos country. We have the altitude, the crowd, the energy of this place that's magical. When the Packers step onto that field Sunday afternoon, they're going to feel the weight of playing here. The Broncos have pieces capable of running well, and if we can punch through that Packers defensive line a few times, it opens everything up. Third, and most important, quarterback pressure. We lead the league in sacks. The Packers generate pressure even with little blitzing. Whoever can get to the opposing quarterback more times, disrupt the timing of the offense, will have a decisive advantage. Now, I need to be honest with you. This game won't be easy. The Packers are a quality team. I've seen many good teams come to Denver thinking they'd cruise, and they left defeated, tired, with that feeling that something beyond football played against them. And it's true. There's something special about playing here. There's a mystique, a force that goes beyond the numbers. Let me show you something interesting. Computer simulations give the Packers a 57% chance of victory. They're favorites, but 57% isn't overwhelming, family. That means in almost half of the simulations, the Broncos win. And simulations don't account for heart, don't account for will, don't account for that fighting spirit of a team that's chasing the Super Bowl dream. The Broncos are competing for the AFC lead with the Patriots. Every game counts. Every win brings us closer to securing home field advantage in the playoffs. Just imagine hosting a playoff game here at Mile High with this defense, with this crowd. It would be an absurd advantage. And the Packers? They want to maintain the lead in the NFC North, want to fight for the first seed in the NFC. So both teams have a lot at stake. Nobody's giving anything away for free. It's going to be war from the first to the last second. Let's talk about some individual matchups that could decide the game. Patrick Surtain 2 versus Christian Watson. This is going to be a fascinating duel. Watson is flying, making big plays, is one of Jordan Love's favorite weapons. But Surtain is Surtain, family. He's elite. If he can take Watson out of the game, Love is going to have to find other options, and that complicates things. Our defensive line versus the Packers' offensive line. The Packers block well, but our defensive front is one of the most disruptive in the league. If we can generate consistent pressure, Mess up Love's pocket. Force him out of rhythm. The game changes completely. The Broncos' offensive line versus the Packers' defensive line. As I said, our offensive line leads the league in pass blocking. But the Packers generate pressure too. If Bo Nix has clean time, he can dissect that defense. If he doesn't, it's going to be a long day. And we can't forget about special teams. Field goals could decide this game. Punt and kickoff returns could flip field position. In a game that promises to be tight, balanced, any advantage counts. And historically, Sean Payton always pays special attention to special teams. He knows that details make a difference. Look, Broncos country, I'm going to speak from the heart. I know a lot of people out there don't believe. I know the sports books put the Packers ahead. I know the analysts say Jordan Love is playing too well. But you know what? We've been proving people wrong all season long. When the season started, few gave the Broncos credit. They said Bo Nix was just another rookie who was going to get beaten up. They said the defense wouldn't hold up. They said Sean Payton was overrated. And where are we? 10 straight wins, fighting for a high seed in the playoffs, being respected as one of the most dangerous teams in the league. This team has identity. This team plays with passion. And most importantly, this team believes. When you have a group that trusts each other, that battles together, that never gives up, special things happen. Sunday afternoon, when the referee blows the whistle to start the game, all the numbers, all the statistics, all the predictions go out the window. What's going to matter is what happens on the field. 12 men on each side fighting for 60 minutes. And you can be sure of one thing, the Broncos are going to give everything. The defense is going to pressure Love without mercy. The offense is going to execute the game plan with discipline. Special teams are going to make a difference on crucial plays. And the crowd? The crowd is going to be the 12th player pushing this team to victory. I believe in this team, family. I believe in Vance Joseph's ability to prepare an impenetrable defense. I believe in Sean Payton to create a game plan that's going to surprise Green Bay. I believe in Bo Nix to make the plays when the game demands it. And I believe in Broncos country to make Mile High shake. And you? What do you think? Do you believe in this team? Do you believe we can take down the Packers and continue this historic streak? Because I'm telling you, this game is going to be epic. It's going to be tense. It's going to be exciting. And in the end, when the Broncos raise their arms in victory, we're going to look back and say, I knew it. I always knew this team was special. Are the Packers good? They are. Is Jordan Love playing well? He is. But you know what beats talent? Heart. You know what beats statistics? Will. And you know what beats predictions? Execution. Sunday afternoon at Mile High, under the blue sky of Denver, with the altitude stealing the breath from visitors, with 70,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs, the Denver Broncos are going to show the whole world that it's not by accident that we're where we are. We're legitimate, we're dangerous, and we're coming with everything. This game could define a lot of our season. So Sunday, when you're watching the game, whether in the stadium, at home, at a bar with friends, remember one thing. You're part of this. You're part of this journey. You are Broncos country. And together, we're unbeatable. Before I finish, let me talk about something few people notice. This game isn't just about Week 15. This game is about legacy. It's about building something lasting. It's about planting the flag and saying, the Broncos are back. A win here solidifies us as a serious Super Bowl contender, shows that we can beat anyone in any situation, shows that this team has what it takes to go far. And look, Broncos country, when I think about everything this team has already overcome, all the adversity we faced in recent seasons, all the building that was done to get here, I get emotional. We deserve this moment. We deserve this team. We deserve this playoff run. For years, after that last Super Bowl win, we wandered in the desert. Mediocre teams, quarterbacks that didn't work out, frustrating seasons, but this year is different. This year we have direction. This year we have purpose. This year we have a chance. And nothing symbolizes this transformation more than a victory over a quality team like the Packers. Winning this game at home as an underdog will send a message to the entire league. The Broncos are no longer that team you can underestimate. We're a real force. We're a legitimate threat. So get your heart ready, Broncos country. Get your voice ready to scream. Get your emotions ready to celebrate. Because Sunday is going to be one of those days we remember forever. It's going to be one of those games that define seasons. It's going to be one of those moments that gets etched in memory. And when the clock hits 0, when the Broncos have done what needed to be done, when we can celebrate another victory, just look at what lies ahead. Playoffs, decisive games, the chance to achieve something special, something that this generation of players and fans will carry for the rest of their lives. But it all starts Sunday. It all starts with the Packers. It all starts with us doing what we do best, defending our home, playing our football, and showing why Mile High is one of the toughest places to win in the NFL. I could stay here talking for hours about this game, about every detail, every nuance, every possibility. But at the end of the day, football is simple. The team that executes better, that makes fewer mistakes, that plays with more intensity, wins. And I trust these Broncos. I trust this defense that's destroying powerful offenses week after week. I trust this offense that's finding ways to score points even without spectacular numbers. I trust this coaching staff that's always one step ahead. And I trust you, Broncos country, to give energy to this team when it needs it most. Because at the end of the day, family football isn't just about X's and O's. It's not just about statistics and predictions. It's about passion. It's about heart. It's about that feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. And when Sunday comes, when the Broncos run onto that field, when the crowd roars, when the ball is kicked to start the game, it's going to be just us against them. And I wouldn't bet against us. So if you're Broncos country for real, you already know what to do. If you're at the stadium, scream until you lose your voice. If you're at home, wear the colors, gather the family, and cheer like your life depends on it. And if you know someone who still doesn't believe in this team, show that person why we believe. Show them the 10 straight games we've won. Show them the dominant defense we have. Show them the mystique of playing at Mile High. Show them that this team is special. And invite that person to embark on this journey with us. Because when we look back a few months from now, when we're hopefully celebrating even bigger achievements, we're going to want to remember that it started here. Started in Week 15 against the Packers with everyone doubting and us shutting everyone up. What about it, Broncos country? Are you ready? Are you prepared for this epic game? Because I am. I'm counting the minutes. I'm anxious. I'm confident. And I'm absolutely convinced that Sunday is going to be our day. The Packers are going to come with everything. They're going to play hard. They're going to make us sweat for every yard. But in the end, when the smoke clears, when the dust settles, it's going to be orange and blue celebrating. It's going to be Broncos country exploding with joy. It's going to be another victory in this magical season. So go ahead and hit that like button. Share this video with everyone you know who's Broncos country, and comment below with your prediction for the game. What's it going to be? Which player is going to stand out? What do you expect from this matchup? I'm going to read all the comments, family. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to feel your energy. Because together, we're stronger. Together, we are Broncos country. And remember, it doesn't matter what the analysts say. It doesn't matter what the sports books project. It doesn't matter who's favored on paper. When the ball starts rolling, only one thing matters: who wants it more. And I guarantee you that nobody wants it more than the Denver Broncos. So let's go, Broncos country! Sunday is right around the corner, and we have a game to win. We have a streak to maintain. We have a dream to chase. And we have an entire family cheering, believing, and knowing that this team can do special things. See you in the next video, family, and see you Sunday celebrating another historic victory at Mile High. Let's go Broncos!